garage, man?
Nothing. He just does it. This is the fifth time he's done it this summer.
You're married, aren't you, dude?
Yes, he is.
I know the pain. I know the pain. How you doing, guys?
Good. Hey, Matt, we were looking forward to watching The Glass Castle, but it turns out The Glass Castle is already out.
Yeah, you could say that.
Is it any good? Is it getting any good reviews?
It's mixed reviews right now. I mean, this has been a really weird summer at the box office, guys. I have to tell you. The reports came out that it wasn't quite the summer that the studios wanted to be, because this was the first time in years, in almost a decade actually, that it didn't clear, wait for this number, $4 billion. Now, you're like, what? $4 billion? Didn't make $4 billion. Apparently, we're only looking at $3.75 billion. Boo-hoo-hoo, Hollywood. But that's an interesting mark here, because in case you guys haven't noticed, in the last month or so, there haven't been exactly releases that have been on fire.
Yeah, we've noticed big time.
It's just fallen off a cliff. And when, not to disparage Close Encounters of the Third Kind, 40th anniversary re-release this weekend, but when you have that on Labor Day weekend and you're trying to squeeze the blood out of that stone, that's a very telling thing for Hollywood right now.
So what's going on? Have they lost faith? No one greenlighting movies? What's going on?
Well, there's a number of things at play here. I'm going to quote the old Bruce Springsteen song with the title 57 Channels and Nothing On. Now there's 10,000 channels and nothing on. So everyone is competing for everybody's dollar here. More importantly, everybody's competing for everyone's attention. And if you're not bringing a good movie at movie prices today, I don't have to lecture you on how much it costs just for a couple to go to a movie,
right.
But a family, you got to offer them something big, something fantastic. You have to offer them an experience. Now, you look at movies that did really, really good, like Wonder Woman, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and Spiderman, all comic book franchises. And the interesting thing is, it wasn't all just about these whiz-bang special effects all over the place. They all had in common great stories and great characters that resonated with the audience. If you're going to do an umpteenth Transformers movie, make it count. Just don't have Optimus Prime blowing up all over the place left and right. There's a reason why Transformers The Last Night, thankfully, may be the last night, because it's just burnout with some of these properties.
We were joking, they make movies for 18-year-old boys and 10-year-old kids, so they don't make movies for adults anymore.
Right. It's very much like a video game. You look at some of the special effects and everything, I mean, they're great, but, again, I'll use Transformers The Last Night as an example. I couldn't keep up with it because there was just so much going on. It was like, it's this crazy, where's the story? What about the characters that you care about? Even though it's a gigantic robot, you want to have some emotional attachment to these things. And that comes from good script writing, and more importantly, people that care about the characters, that can make something, again, the R word, guys, resonate.
Matt, how about this theory that there are only so many script writers, there's only so much good writing out there. It's all being sucked up by TV and Netflix and Amazon and those venues, so there's nothing left for the movies.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. But listen, I always say there's great talent out there, no matter what, whether it's the actors, whether it's the producers, whether it's the writers. They just have to look closer. I'm going to give you an example here, and this is another example from 40-something years ago. There was this little movie that they were planning on called Superman the Movie, okay? And they were like, well, who do we cast as Superman? And it's one of the great stories of Hollywood, because they were struggling. The Salkinds were struggling to find this actor that could, again, resonate with the audiences. They said, let's try Paul Newman. Paul Newman as Superman, one of the great what-ifs in movie history, okay? Paul Newman took a look at the script. He said, script is great, guys, but I can't play this because all they'll see is Paul Newman in a Superman suit. Okay, let's go to Sylvester Stallone. Same thing. Sly says, you're nuts. They're just going to see Rocky in a Superman suit. So they had to take a chance on a skinny kid by the name of Christopher Reeve, who bulked up, went into the gym, and is still by far, at least in my opinion, and a lot of other people's opinion, the best incarnation of Superman that you have seen on the screen to date. Why? Because they took a chance.
So you're saying take more chances, Hollywood.
Exactly. There's plenty of great up-and-coming talent out there. Utilize it. Come up with fresh material. Show us something great.
They don't want to do it since it's going to cost them $1 billion to make a movie. But
yeah, but hold on a minute though. I mean, look at a movie like, say, for example, Spider-Man: Homecoming. All right, how many reboots and rejiggerings of Spider-Man did we see over the years? You had Tobey Maguire originally, then Andrew Garfield. Those movies were bad because they didn't know what to do with the source material. Then Marvel got together with Sony, said, "Let us help you out with this. Let's make this right." They struck a historic deal between the studios, and what do you know? They got people in the background, the producers and the writers, that cared about some guy, some kid in this case, running around in a Spidey suit, and it became a John Hughes movie disguised as a superhero movie, and it was great, and there's a reason why it was the #3 movie this past summer.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Matt Wolf, ABC News entertainment contributor out of New York. Matt, have a good weekend. Thanks for checking in.
You too, guys. Paint the garage.